Greetings, this is Rick Powers from Western Technical College coming to you from my home office. And the subject I want to talk to you about today is using R for statistics. It's an unusual program. Its name is R, just capital R. And it is the most common software used in business, in science, all over the world. And it's free, no cost. And you can access it just on the web. And it can be something that if you learn how to do it, you can put yourself in a position to be very valuable in the business world. And the sky is the limit, really, in terms of how successful you can be. If you can use R, it can really give you an advantage. So I want to definitely give you the opportunity to learn how to do it. All right. So I'm going to share my screen here with you. And we're going to take a look at the instructions that I have out here for using R. Here's the website that I have listed. So I'm going to go there. And this is what it looks like. It's called Snippets. And this box right down here, this is where the commands are going to happen. And then this green bar is where you would run the program that you would put up in here. So as you can see, you have different commands, but then you also have these lines that have a star, a hashtag, or a number symbol, whatever you want to call that thing. These lines here are just comments. So you can write whatever you want to in those comments, and then the rest of those statements there are the actual commands. So I'm going to go back over here to my instructions and look at this set of commands, which would create a bar graph. So if we go here and we'll select everything here and replace it with what I have, the bar graph. Notice that we're going to have a frequency, which is going to be on the y-axis, and these are the numbers for that. And what I've decided to do is sales per month. So this would be the number of sales that we had. And then you'll notice that each of these data values is separated by a comma. So if you want to put in something like 2,400, you have to put it in like this, 2400. You can't put in 2,400, or else it thinks it's 2,400. So you have to eliminate that part. There is sometimes a glitch here when we paste things into this website. If you look at these quote marks, you see that all these quote marks are vertical. But there are sometimes, and I don't know why, that when it pastes in here that these quote marks are slanted. So you need to make sure that you have all these vertical slant marks here, or vertical quote marks here. And what's happening is that the things which are in quote marks are not numbers, but are words that describe something. So then these numbers are just set up with commas between them. But then the labels that we have for each month, those have to be put inside quotation marks. So those are text, not numbers. And so then we have the first part where we put the numbers here in the parentheses. Here we're putting the labels in the parentheses, and then we're going to create the bar graph. So then H is this variable which has the data in it. And then I have names.arg equals M. M is the variable that has the labels in it. So when you do your problem, you would put in here these numbers for the frequencies, and then you would change these labels with quotation marks, and then that would change the value of H and M, which would then create a different bar plot. Now you can also then have a title for the graph, And that goes in this section where it says main equals. This would be the title, bar graph of sales per month. And then we're going to have labels for the x-axis and for the y-axis. The x-axis is labeled months and the y-axis is labeled sales. Now that we have all those things in there, we can either just click on the green bar or we can hit Control-Enter and it makes it happen. Now, if we scroll down here, there it is, the bar graph of sales per month. So we have the numbers as the frequencies for each one. We have the labels for each category. We also have the labels sales and months, and we have the title up here. So then we probably want to save this so that we can go back to it or print it or whatever we want to do. So then if you right click on this and you say save image as, then for whatever reason, there needs to be a change here that you would have your, the thing that you're doing here, you're going to have to put in a file name and we'll just call it graph. And then you're going to have to change what's after that, graph.jpg. So now it will save it as an image. That's what it is. It's actually a graphic of the bar chart, or the bar graph. And so we're going to say graph.jpg and we save it. And there it is. And if I were to click on it, that's what it looks like. And then it's saved onto my computer and I can access it and do whatever I want to from there. All right, so hopefully that makes sense to you. And it's certainly the case when we think about the process of doing statistics, that we can have a lot of different numbers that go into this. And so to be able to have the computer actually draw things for us saves a lot of work generally. So each one of these situations, these different kinds of graphs that are out there, you can create various graphs very quickly and very accurately. And it doesn't have a lot of computer programming, just 5 lines of code, but you have to be very careful about entering it. If you put a comma in the wrong place or miss a quotation mark, then it just doesn't work. So it's difficult in the sense you have to pay close attention to details, but if you can master using R, then there's an entire world of jobs and promotions and all kinds of good things that are available out there if you learn how to use R. So I hope that that will be helpful for you. And please let me know if you have any questions.